Shalom.
Shalom.
I want to give all praises to
Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Hashem, Rakakadash.
Hey, double honors to the apostles and elders that rule well. Peace and mean salutations to y'all that's totally in the truth. I wanted to come with a quick sit down. Just going into being circumspect around those that are non-believers. You know, we have a certain light on us, you know, which prompts people to be intrigued about us, but also envious. You know, so the wisdom that we exhibit, people want to try whether or not that wisdom, you know, is of the Lord. You know, so when you're at work and things of that nature, it's very important that you're being circumspect around these people, man. You know, the example I had for you guys is there was this one Issachar at work, and he would always talk about, you know, the small hatters. Like, yeah, the small hatters, man, they're ruining the world. They're doing this, they're doing that. You know, and he ended up getting fired. Now, he didn't get fired per se about what he was speaking on. He got fired for attendance, but he had a bad reputation, right? So he was speaking about, you know, certain situations that was out of turn. You know, like bro, we're at work. They're not paying us to, you know, to be smart guys. They're paying us to move boxes. So move the box and shut the hell up. But a lot of people in the world, they have main character syndrome, man. You know, to where they have to push their agenda, their idea, you know, on the world. And anybody who doesn't, you know, cater to that emotion or that idea, they're targeted by the person who has the main character syndrome, right? Now that dude was a prime example of that, but of not only, you know, talking out of turn, but also the mindset of these people. These people, you know, they believe that, you know, their ideas of who they are, you know, is righteous and justified, right? And anybody who's going to come contrary to those thinkings, to that process, that process, they are a target. And we are adamantly against the word. Come on, we know what we preach. So it's very important that you're being circumspect on what you say and what you do around these people, man. Okay? Let's get that in Matthew 12 and 37, probably shot.
Probably you start at 36, whoever got it?
Yes, sir.
I got it. This is Matthew chapter 12 and verse 36. It says, "But I say unto you, that every idle word that men shall speak, they shall give account thereof in the day of judgment."
Right, so you at work and you condemning people, you know, you telling this person he about to go to slavery and you about to be burnt up, right? And you don't know who you're talking to at work, man. You could be talking to a foreign Israelite and you condemning this dude, right? This is because he made you, you know, upset. Now, you know, you feel like you're justified in condemning him, right? Which we know these people ain't shit, and more than likely, you know, you're probably right. But at the same time, how's that advantageous for you holding down a job?
Put the pride in the bag.
Yeah, put your price in the bag, you know. Stay out the way, baby.
Can I get a quick piece of
Of course you can, yeah.
When you jump back to Matthew 12, this is Ecclesiastes 3:1. It says, "To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven." So the scriptures speak about, I think in Sirach somewhere, even the truth spoken out of season is unfruitful, loosely paraphrasing.
I got it right here.
You got
You
it.
don't mind?
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 20 and verse 20. I'll start at verse 19. It says, "An unseasonable tale will always be in the mouth of the unwise. A wise sentence shall be rejected when it cometh out of a fool's mouth, for he will not speak it in due season."
Right, but the wise man is going to both concern time and judgment. So there's a time for everything, man. You gotta recognize where you're at all times, you know?
Right.
That's pretty much it.
That's right, brother. Especially when you're around non-believers, right? You have a spiritual target on your back when you're around these people, right? And it's really so heavy because it's unbeknown to them, right? A lot of these people, they look at you, you know, and they have envious or a hatred for you, and they don't even understand why they had that hatred. And the reason why is because you are a man of Yahweh Shai. So you have a spiritual target on your back, bro. Don't make it easy for Esau Edom. Don't make it easy for these 2/3 niggas. Don't make it easy for the nigga woman. When you at work, when you're around people. Save yourself a headache. Okay? Save yourself a headache. Because if you get spiritual and you talk out of turn amongst these people, guess what? That's on you. Because you're not using knowledge and wisdom. Okay? You had something?
Yeah, I did, yeah.
Go ahead.
This is Sirach chapter 32 and verse 8. It says, actually I'll start at verse 7. Speak, young man, if there be need of thee, and yet scarcely when thou art twice asked. Okay, and the point is in verse 8, but to break down verse 7, it says, speak, young man, if there be need of you. You don't want to give unsolicited opinions, you know, especially around in situations where people are not, they do not have your best interest at heart. Okay, you have entered a job, and you may have been there for 6 months or a year, and think that, you know, yeah, man, they my coworkers, man, they cool. Nah, hell nah. You know, you want to be, you want to be, give yourself a level of a barrier and mystery behind, you know, what you're all about. Okay, you don't want to be an open book. And that's why it says, yet scarcely when thou art twice asked. Somebody asks you, yeah, man, what do you think about Trump and politics, man? You know, I don't too much, you know, got too much to do about it. You know, I just, you know what I mean? Just play it cool.
Right.
You know, you don't got to be overly opinionated. Now, the point is in verse 8, it says, let thy speech be short, comprehending much in few words, and be as one that knoweth and yet holdeth his tongue.
Right, the one that knoweth and yet holdeth his tongue. Man, we know so much through the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Shai. Sometimes it's hard to dumb yourself down, but you have to do that while you amongst these people, man. Even today, you know, you had somebody, you know, I had somebody at work, he was trying to talk about racism and things of that nature. I just, you know, switched the conversation on it, man. Right? Or if somebody just high-minded, like the Issachar I was telling you all about, you know, they got fired, you know, I just let them talk. Well, dang, I throw myself in. Man, where you learn that from?
Yeah.
Man, you silly, you smart.
Exactly.
If that's what he wanted to hear himself speak. So give him that pat on the back. Right? Give him that pat on the back, that you know, emotional pat on the back that these people want, man. Sometimes you got to, you know, allow people egos to flourish, you know, to keep things, you know, sane, and for you to flourish in that particular situation. Now, the example that we're using is at a job, right? But this is something that you can use in your everyday life. That's a part of really turning the other cheek. Is letting people have it, man. Right? Because everybody is a guru in their own mind, bro. Right? So let them feel like they're the guru while you get your money. Okay? The quickest way to lose a job is to, you know, offend your coworkers. Right? What's that insurance says? Offend not a city. Right? You going to work and you being a super duper Israelite. Right? Or you being Mr. Smart Guy. You deep. you deep at work. That's not gonna do anything but you know, cause these people to really test your nuts. Test to see what you about.
Instead of a friend becoming an enemy, the scripture says too.
Right.
You can just create unwanted enemies just by inserting yourselves in things that you don't even need to be discussing in the first place. But for one, you're at work. Like proverbial, I'm saying, put the fries in the bag, man. That's what you're there for.
Right. Do your job and go to the crib, man. Make
Yep, that's
life
it.
easy.
Get in and out.
You know? Go ahead, you got something?
Yeah, this is Yahweh Shai.
Because, you know,
This is Yahweh Shai, you know, talking to the disciples about that as well. This is Matthew chapter 10 and verse 16, and it reads, Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves. So you know, you got to learn how to you know, be incognito and not cause attention to yourself when you're on the job site, because for number one, we already, you know, have a target on our back just because of who we are. So you know, when you're on your job, even when you're just out and about, you still have to be careful, you know, of who's around you and what you're talking about. So.
Right, because you have a lot of people that run across these videos, you know, and might recognize you, but don't recognize you. I get y'all all the time, man, you look so familiar. I said, man, I look like, you know, I'll start joking. Man, I look like a retired running back, don't I? They start laughing. You know, well, I look like Sean Alexander. You know, make people laugh, and then they're like, oh, he's just a funny guy. Not knowing, yeah, they probably see me on a video, man.
Some of these people may use subtlety in that way. They may recognize you, you know, act like they don't know you, just to kind of see how you move, you know? Because that scenario can play out too. So that's why it's best to move, you know, with wisdom.
No?
I got one.
Go ahead, Adam.
This is 1 Samuel 21:10 in the NLT. It says, so David escaped from Saul and went to King Achish of Gath. But the officers of Achish were unhappy about his being there. Isn't this David, the king of the land? They asked. Isn't he the one the people honor with dances, singing, Saul has killed his thousands and David his tens thousands? So David had a reputation in other lands. It says, David heard these comments and was very afraid of what King Achish of Gath might do to him. So I'm going to read it in KJV, verse 13. And he changed his behavior before them and feigned himself mad in their hands and scribbled on the doors of the gates and let his spittle fall down upon his beard. So he played stupid. He was put on that Clark Kent, you know? And, you know, a lot of Jake, you know, will call that, you know, being cowardly, you know, being cowardly. But no, that's using wisdom, man. You see? King David knew who he was. He knew that the Lord was dealing with him. You see, but he understood that he was behind enemy lines. And that's the same case for us. We're behind enemy lines, man. So, you know, like the preacher said, we already got a target on our back. So we don't want to, you know, bring more attention upon ourselves than what we got to, man. We don't want to tempt Yahweh by Shemal Shah.
That's right. Hey, anybody else have something?
This is Sirach 5:13 in the GNT. Speaking can bring you either honor or disgrace. What you say can ruin you.
Yep. What you say can ruin you, man. With your lips, you can get a good reputation, and with your same lips, you can get a terrible reputation. Right? You can have a terrible reputation, and that could cause you to potentially lose your job, right? Or you be stuck at a particular point in your job, man, right? Because everybody doesn't want to work with you, right? You know, the people that you were hired with, you know, they're getting, raises and, different levels of, promotions and things of that nature. Versus you stayed at the entry level. You've been at the entry level for 3 or 4 years. Right? And the reason why is people don't really want to work with you, but they want their body. So, you know, hey, we'll keep this guy around because he is a hard worker. He's just an asshole. Right? You don't want to be that guy. Right? At your work, and while doing the work. Right? So even, amongst brothers, you got to be circumspect with what you say, bro. Right?
Let me finish this up.
Go ahead, brother. Finish it for me.
This is Matthew 12:36. It says, but I say unto you, that every idle word that men shall speak, they shall give account thereof in the day of judgment. For by thy words thou shalt be justified, and by thy words thou shalt be condemned.
Right, so by your words you can be justified, right? Or you can be condemned by your how by Shem Yahshua by the things that you say, bro. Right? That's why the apostles, if you push it, kids, keep it simple.
Keep it simple, stupid.
Stupid, right? Keep it simple.
Yep.
Right? At your job, bro. Keep it simple. You know? You don't have to be the guy that has the opinion that's the visionary. Well, I think it should be this way. Well, I think you should get another job.
They looking for that, ooh, like,
Yeah. Drop the mic.
yeah.
right? The drop the mic moment. That you inciting epiphanies and and sparkles in the air and shit like that. Then what? You still gotta move them damn boxes. You still gotta swoop that goddamn floor. Answer the phone, nigga. Then what? Okay? That's why the scripture says, seek not vain glory. A lot of the reason why we get in trouble is for the vain glory. And that vain glory manifests in different ways, bro. It manifests in different ways. Whether it be by your tongue, buying things you don't need to buy, going certain places that you don't need to go. It's all boils down to vain glory. You have to remember that we are servants. So our wants and desires are not going to be perceived because we're serving Yahweh by Shemir Hashem. We're profitable servants. Right? That's the example that Yahweh gave us. He made himself of no reputation. You do the same thing at work. Make yourself of no reputation. Right? You let your actions speak, not the words that you speak. You have something in mind?
Yeah, I was just reading this one real quick in Sirach 8:19. It says, "Open not thine heart to every man, lest he requite thee with a shrewd turn." People talk about getting backstabbed, but you opening your mouth up too much and you're confiding information with people that really, the scriptures say, prove a friend first. I mean, it takes a lot of times, years to really show that, okay, this person can be trusted. If you wouldn't trust them with, laying your wallet out, okay, then why are you telling them your business? That's all I have.
Right. You are at work telling your business because you want somebody to think that you just so manly because you're going through so much. He's just enduring so much. And really, people looking at you like, this nigga is crazy. Nigga crazy as hell, man. Right? You let your actions speak. That's how people determine what type of man that you are, bro. Hey, can somebody get Titus 1 and 9? You got it. Go ahead, brother.
This is Titus chapter 1 and verse 9, okay, because it talks about the responsibilities of a bishop, right? It says, holding fast the faithful word as he hath been taught, that he may be able by sound doctrine both to exhort and to convince the gainsayers. Okay? Because really, the way that brothers see us maneuver in this world, that should be an example. And part of the sound doctrine is, like Yahushua said, don't let your left hand know what your right do, and vice versa. You don't always have to be giving all this information. Okay, when people ask Yahushua, direct questions, a lot of times he would speak to them in parables unless it was given unto them to understand it. He would break it down directly. So take some pages out of that book. Learn how to maneuver in subtlety. Okay, that's what I get from it. Did you one more?
Can somebody get Ephesians 5 and 15 by themselves?
I'm there.
You there?
Yep.
Go ahead, brother.
So Ephesians 5:15 says, "See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise."
We always like to bring out that word circumspect. That means basically looking around, being observant. Right? You don't want to be in this world just willy-nilly. Right? You have to move with intent. That's what the Zaquan Yadakah says that very often. Move with intent, bro. While you're at work, what is your intent? Is it to get bitches? You want to be Casanova at the warehouse? You want to be the smartest nigga at the warehouse? Right? Or do you want to get your paycheck and go home and hopefully put yourself in a better advantageous situation so you can make more money? Right? You have to move with understanding. What's your intent? Why are you here? That's a question, that we can, allude to the truth also. Why are you here? You know what I'm saying? Is it attention grabbing? Is it knowledge grabbing? You just want to be a smart guy. Or are you trying to get saved? Right? You trying to get on a charity, man. Right? You want to be a friend of your house shot. Right? Right?
Right.
So while you, why are you, pondering that, it's going to manifest in your everyday life, your intent. Okay?
Yep.
You got some more today?
Yep. It says, verse 16, redeeming the time because the days are evil.
You want to speak on the more?
Yeah, I mean, shit, you can't, a lot of these opportunities we, come across, whether that be an opportunity to have a job, the blessing to have a job, it's a head up. It's a head up because right now the day is evil. It's the grinding season. It's not so easy to get things no more. That's with everything, food, resources, job included. So certain relationships, that goes pertaining to brothers too. You shouldn't say everything that's on your mind. Sometimes sit back and let shit play out. I had something too though.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
It's 1 Thessalonians chapter 4, verse 11. It says, and that ye study to be quiet and do your own business and to work with your own hands as we commanded you. And that's the oxymoron. We study to speak as well, but certain things is like you was going into, certain things is out of season, certain times it's better to play stupid and just sit back and listen, or say something or just get in and get out somewhere.
Yep, I got one. This is Sirach 20 and 20 in the GNT. Nobody takes a proverb seriously when some fool quotes it at the wrong time.
Yeah, nobody's
Talking
gonna
about
take you
in the
serious.
season.
Right. Nobody's gonna take you seriously when you at work and you trying to break down the Troy trial story.
It's out of season. It's true, but it's out of season.
It's out of season, bro. Just like the Issachar that I'm thinking about that really prompted this video. You talking about the Jews running the world, it's like, okay, well,
What you gonna do
you
about
look
it?
like a maniac, bro.
Mhm.
Right? And then, the reason why you're saying this stuff because, really you just want to be, different. Okay, the Jews, what you gonna do about it? You gonna go home and play PlayStation? Right? Look at some YouTube videos. Then what?
Pretty simple.
Verse 7, Sirach 20 and 7. GNT. A wise person will not speak until the right moment, but a bragging fool doesn't know what time it is.
Damn. You want to brag about yourself and have knowledge what you are versus not being circumspect, versus not, paying attention to your surroundings, man. Right? And it's ego driven. And a person like that is very dangerous. Very dangerous to be around. Because he's playing into his emotions versus the will of Yahweh by Shah. Or, not even calling it an average person. He's not being circumspect of other people. Okay?
I have a precept.
Go ahead.
Backing up when you read redeeming the time in Ephesians. This is Ecclesiastes 8 and 6. It says, because to every purpose there is time and judgment. Therefore the misery of man is great upon him. So you have to be able to discern time and judgment, man. It's a particular time to say certain things. The scriptures also talk about you got to know when to refrain from speaking as well. You got to be able to discern in the spirit, because life and death is in the power of the tongue, especially. All right.
I got something.
Good dog was close. I got you next.
I don't know if y'all brought it out, but this is Colossians chapter 4 and started verse 5 in the NLT. It says, live wisely among those who are not believers and make the most of every opportunity. Let your conversation be gracious and attractive so that you will have the right response to everyone, right?
No, go ahead. You want to break it down? Go ahead.
It's pretty much plainly put, man, you're supposed to be living wisely amongst non-believers. Hence pretty much the title of the lesson. right? Moving, being circumspect around non-believers because, you know, like you pretty much you're going into, man. Like, what's the point of you just cast your pearls ultimately before swine? Oh man, you're Israelite, you know, but a lot of times they don't care about all that, right? They trying to get their money, trying to figure out how they gonna take care of their family. They ain't worried about ultimately this economy, right? And then on top of that, when you're doing that, all you're doing is put a target on your back. You, just like these other camps when they go around wearing their fringes, all they doing is put a target on their back on who the Cleveland blame when all hell started breaking. Oh, it's their fault. Looking at the nigga with the fringes on.
Yep.
You know.
I just had a definition of situational awareness. Because like in football, for example, like first down, second down, third down, you know, the way your thought process changes, you know, from first down, you know, to third down, you know, it's more urgent, you gotta get first down. But just going into the term circumspect, you know, it says situational awareness is the understanding of an environment, including its elements and how they change over time. It says, and I just typed this in on Google, it says it involves 3 levels: perceiving the environment, comprehending its meaning, and predicting future status based on that information. So just going into that circumspect, you know, not only literally looking around, but, you know, like he brought out that Ecclesiastes 8, you know, understanding time and judgment, you know.
That's right. Beautifully said. Anybody else have something?
Yeah, I skipped over 5, so this is the point I want to actually hit. Ecclesiastes 8:5, it says, whoso keepeth the commandment shall feel no evil thing, and a wise man's heart discerneth both time and judgment. So a wise man's heart discerns both time and judgment, knowing that situational awareness, pretty much, is backing that up.
Knowing what times you're living in. The days that we're living in are very evil, I say. The morale of people in general is steadily declining, man. You know, the average person is, you know, in an adolescent state, right? They're not mature as humans.
Yep.
Right? They're very childish.
A lot of arrested development.
Right.
Amongst most people, especially in Babylon.
Right. The average person could quote, you know, Lilo and Stitch versus the scriptures.
Right.
Sounds funny, but and crazy, but it's hard to us. That's, you know, that's true. The average person can see you a Disney tune, right? Versus, you know, tell you what's going on in Israel right now, man. Right?
Right.
Esau Edom they did a great job of keeping people in an infantile state of mind, right? So with that mindset, people are very rash, and people are very violent, and very vindictive. So you in this world, and you pissing people off, that will mess up your money, right? You know, talk, hey man. Certain contracts, things that nature that I had, that were good contracts. Why I had my own box shirts messed up because, yeah, talking too fucking much. You know, you can mess up your livelihood doing that. Put you in straits. You don't want to do that, especially in the times that we're living in. It's gonna get harder and harder to make money out of it. Right? And people are going to become more and more cutthroat in order for them to preserve themselves, man. You know, most people, they believe in social Darwinism, the survival of the fittest. So they're going to do whatever it takes for them to, you know, prosper. Well, it says, what's that, 2 Timothy, the 3rd chapter, in the last days, people be lovers of themselves. Did I quote it right?
Yeah,
Can we grab that?
I got you.
You know?
Yeah, this is I think it's in First Timothy.
No, I think
It's
verse 1.
Okay, whoever got it.
I got it. It's in 2 Timothy chapter 3. You might be verse 1.
Yeah.
Okay, 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 1. This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come. For men should be lovers of their own selves.
Right, which goes into being selfish. Alright, go ahead, Al.
Says, for men should be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy, without natural affection, truth breakers, false accusers, incontent, fierce,
Incontinence.
like incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good.
Right, and that word incontinent means basically no self-discipline.
Right, self-governance.
Right, no self-governance. These are the people that you're working with, bro. Right? The average person will have damn birthday cake in the morning time.
Oh yeah, I've seen that shit too. Butterfingers and Snickers.
Butterfingers, Snickers with a soda on the side.
It's like people always eating. They can't even go like a clean hour or and a half without putting something in their mouth. Besides water, they gotta be constantly eating, man.
Mm-hmm.
They don't even apply energy to fasting. Most people, you know, they eat breakfast, lunch, they just snacks all day, just eat.
I didn't really know what fasting was until I came into the truth. You know, part of black culture is just a snack. You know,
They're eating all day.
Right. Eating all day, feeding them demons all day. When they on break, they just looking at all types of abominations. You know, you don't have to dive into the abominations, but you don't know what these people are watching, bro. Right? You know, the reality to these people is basically, you know, pseudoscience and also social media. People are living an alternate reality, man. And these are the people that you trying to profess wisdom to at work.
Situation you don't want to be in.
Yeah. Right.
That's why the love of enemies don't wax cold. When you go into that word cold, it's talking about psychos, man. Because everybody got demons on them. Everybody's just absorbed, pretty much. Like you got the black woman talking about my birthday month. They'll celebrate their birthday and the whole month they following me. You know?
Right. Right. You got these women out here, you know, they're looking for the next party.
yeah.
And work. These women out here looking for the next prey. And they're hoping that you are you know, naive enough to get rid of your number. Right? So you gotta be circumspect with that.
Why are these women in so fucked up situations? They're watching your videos, they go get with you. We're married now, they're responsibility. God damn.
Wait, so that means that the woman that's sending us DMs and paying us attention, they're not sincere? That means that they actually really trying to finesse us and trying to figure out ways to, you know.
That's just the way of a woman. That's how women are naturally, that's how they're supposed to be, but they gotta be done in order. A woman is an opportunity. They are hyperbole. We get mad at them for being exactly what they are, but you gotta understand in this setup, you can get got.
You know, they work with, you know, you working with these females and they, you know, and they throwing you attention, you know, you're at work and they could use that to their advantage. You got certain women that are, you know, acting fool and say, hey, you know, you don't give me a certain amount of money, I'm gonna tell the boss what you're doing.
Blackmail.
We'll blackmail you, dog.
Yeah.
Or know you got a situation and then start talking crazy, like, yeah, I know where you and the girl stay at. I got from HR.
Got you on camera doing something wild.
I got you in HR.
That's why you gotta get them on camera.
You always gotta be a step ahead of a woman too.
Hey, false balance is an abomination.
Brothers that understand women don't usually get as mad and upset with the things that women do, because it's like, I already know the bitch gonna kind of do that, you know, to a certain degree. Just like, you know, woe on me if I fail to hook on the secret to it. That's my bad.
Marvel knowledge trespass against.
Right.
Right. But, you know, you ain't thinking with your head, you thinking with your other head. You get put in a compromising situation, bro. Right? You up there being Casanova Argento, right? And you end up losing your job, bro. Now you gotta explain to your old lady that guess what? You lost your job behind a bitch.
Damn.
Okay? You gotta be careful out here, man. Have to be circumspect. These people out here in the world are not your friends, including family. A lot of people, you know, they're envious at the light that you have. And when opportunity permits, they're going to test that light that you have. As it says in Wisdom of Solomon, the second chapter, to see, you know, whether or not, you know, his wisdom is true. You know? So you around these people, you get to talking to these people about the truth. A lot of them are waiting for opportunities, you know, to shit test you. You see, let's see what he about. So they can be justified in cutting you off.
And it's the worst probably. But they know you before, you know, you came into the truth and all of that. They see your flaws and shit.
And they're mad that you kind of ain't as close to them.
Yup.
They're mad at the brotherhood. They're mad at the light that you
Better
have.
than that shit.
Because they are 2/3. They're not your friends. Okay? The enemies of Yahushua, bro.
Yup.
So therefore they're enemies of you. And their job is to do what? Is to pull you out of the light. So you can go back to eating chitlins, being in the dark. Being a fucking nigga, a movie.
Yup.
Okay? You got something? Wait, excuse me, now?
No, I'm reading. The only one that we had left
Which one?
was
I got one.
Sirach
Nobody
38.
got something.
Okay, we got a couple brothers with something.
Okay, well I'll wait.
No, wait a minute. Go ahead, Johnny.
This is one verse. This is Romans chapter 12, verse 18. It says, if it be possible, as much as lieth in you, live peaceably with all men. And that's not meaning just being buddy with people, but just try to move along through this thing. The scriptures talk about in what, 2nd Ezra 16, we're pilgrims passing through. So we got to understand, we got a destination to reach. And we got to understand, like the elder said, most of these people within this world, they're enemies of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. They're enemies of us. So when you're around enemy territory, it's a certain way you have to move to survive. All right?
I got a real quick one. Sirach 61. Instead of a friend, become not an enemy, but thereby thou shalt inherit an ill name, shame, and reproach. Even so shall a sinner that hath a double tongue. Right? And these guys, these people out here, I mean, they're two-faced. Right? They're looking for you to open up just so they could talk about you amongst other people, you know, at work. You know?
Yep.
I seen that the other day. Like, man, this dude right here is just talking crazy about this guy. But then went up to me, hey man, what's up? Like, god damn. These niggas right here, hey, these niggas out here cut throats.
Now, I always dip off quick when I see like a group of people, 2 or more, talking about another person, like at work. I get away quick because your name get caught up in that mix just because you associated around. Well, he was saying it too, you know. So you gotta watch. You can be guilty by association, you know. So if you see somebody, a group of people talking shit about somebody else, man, just get out of that situation.
Right.
Get back to work.
Right. And these hoes will make a lot of Jake out there, you know, just open up, bro. I'm sitting back just watching Jake just be talking. There's one female that Jake just levitates towards, just talk to all day long. You know, I'm sitting back like, man, I told her I can't come in all the time. I'm like, girl, why are you trying to get all your business?
True.
Tripping.
Right. Don't become no work husband either.
Yeah, man. That's like some friend zone shit. Really, it's selfish to me.
That's work husband shit.
Right.
I mean, man.
In that Joe spirit, I want to do everything that he wants.
Yeah, she talking to you about her relationship problem.
Damn. Yeah, yo, that's just for real. Now we never do that. Wishing and hoping one day. Nigga real weak.
Things that make you smile.
Yeah. And then go home and have a attitude with your old lady. With the bitch on your team. don't make no damn sense. It's childish. You know? Again, these people are not your friends at work. Go ahead.
Y'all got that. I got this in the GNT for you. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2. And the point is, it's a little verse. The point is in 18. But I'll start at 13. It says, they claim to know Yahweh Bashem Shai, and they call themselves Yahweh Bashem Shai's children. We can't stand the sight of people like that. It says what they are contradicts our whole way of thinking. Like the unbelievers, they'll look at us and see all these dudes, they different. They don't want to eat pork, they don't want to be doing all that. They already got speculations, but if you just like go out there and be talking to them, you'll show yourself. They already speculating that hey, something ain't right about this guy. What's up with this dude?
Yeah, he off. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it says verse 16. It says they think that our moral standards are so corrupt that everything we do should be avoided. They boast of having a Yahweh Bashem Shah for their father, and believe that when all is said and done, only the righteous will be happy. But we'll see if that's true. Let's see what will happen when it is time for them to die. If the righteous are really Yahweh Bashem Shah's children, Yahweh Bashem Shah will save them from their enemies. So they gonna test you. But then off on them start fucking with you. They might say certain shit, or they'll do certain stuff that they'll tempt you to see. I don't see this nigga can do what we doing. They might be doing shit that's contradicting what you believe in and stuff like that. And you don't fall into that trap. Don't even give in. Don't even give in to energy. Just let them have it. Oh, you got it, man. They trying to say some BS about they show you their little rap. They got a rap career going on. You might not like the music or something. Say, oh yeah, that shit cool. That shit cool, bro.
Yeah.
Smile at the man. Say,
Yeah, I see it, Snap. I see it. I see it shining. Keep it like that. Just keep it like
Yeah, you might not agree with shit. You gonna cause enemy. Now you gotta deal with this nigga at work.
Yeah.
You already working slavery.
Yeah, versus, you know, he show you the rap video. Man, that's wicked. You from adultery? Nah, but I'm lost that you commandments.
You don't even know what to do.
Yeah. Right, now you know that's a crazy nigga at work. This nigga, this motherfucker crazy as hell. Looking crazy. You don't look cool, man. Okay?
I think he a Muslim because he turned down the
Yeah,
pigs
you-
and the
yeah.
blanket that they
Yeah,
had.
you a Muslim? Bring up Muslim and they go off. Ain't no goddamn. That's a false religion.
That blue nigga's wicked.
Yeah.
The Quran is toilet paper.
Now you in HR watching sensitive videos.
Oh,
Sensitivity training.
Yeah, sensitivity training. Come on,
Now
man.
we jesting, but seriously, brothers gotta take heed to this shit, man. Because over the time I've been in, I've seen brothers lose situations, man, and just at work, just being a demon, man. That makes you a demon. You're not at work to have your chest poked out in knowledge, man. There's a time and a place where we, preach and all of that.
Somebody else have something?
There's one more.
You got some more?
Yeah, there's just one more verse. This verse 19, Wisdom of Solomon 2 and 19 GNT. It says, so let us put them to the test. We'll be cruel to them and torment them. And then we'll find out how calm and reasonably they are. We'll find out just how much they can stand.
There you go. They wanna see how calm and reasonable you are with your knowledge. And you can say all these things. You can sound deep. You sound good. What's gonna happen when the Lord apply pressure on you? And these demons are going to be activated to see how well you take, pressure. Okay? Right? So what's the point of putting extra pressure on you while you're at work? Just stay out the way, bro. Go ahead.
This is Acts chapter 26, verse 28. And just for context, this is Paul when he was brought to trial in front of Agrippa.
Can you speak up this a little bit, brother?
Yeah, this is the account when Paul was brought up to trial with Agrippa, by the Sadducees and Pharisees. But it's Acts 26 and 28. It says, Agrippa interrupted him. Do you think you can persuade me to become a Christian so quickly? Paul replied, whether quickly or not, I pray to Yahweh Bashem Yahushua that both you and everyone in here in this audience might become the same as I am, except for these chains," which he's talking about converting them and being a Christian, you know, which he knew that Agrippa wasn't, he was an Idumean, you know. He had the know-how, you know, the know-it-all to know that he's an Idumean. So right here he's using gal, you know.
But technically, he's telling the truth because every knee go bow.
Right. Yeah.
Every knee go bow. So technically, he's using gal, but he ain't lying at the same time.
Right.
It's basically he in chains. He using wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
They trying to get him put to death. So he, you know, like when the police come up to us, what we gonna say?
Yeah.
Hey, how you doing, sir? You know, yada yada yada. You know, we've done it before. The police left like y'all are impressive. Y'all are. They say all this about y'all that y'all cool.
Yeah. There's a little more. It says, verse 30, it says, "Then the king and the governor, Bernice, and all the others stood and left. As they went out, they talked it over and agreed, 'This man hasn't done anything to deserve death or imprisonment.'" So, you know, by his words, he was able to escape death, you know.
That's right. Hey, by your words, you could escape being, you know, written up, losing your job, just by your reputation, just by, you know, people liking who you are. You know, you have a good reputation. You know, the so-called black woman, like to call it big woman, she'll come to your aid. I ain't good, you know, yeah, he gotta work on time, this, and that, you know. Just because, you know, you're a likable guy. Yeah, charismatic.
Mind your own business.
Or not even charismatic. You mind, like the elder said, you mind your own business, man.
I feel trust within people too. When you just mind your business, like a telltale family, you know. You just always in the cut, you know.
Yeah, ducked out somewhere.
People be trying to pull you in more times than not, you know.
Yeah, they be mad you don't really fuck with them like that.
Right? They want to go drinking with you. They ask, you know, they invite you to baby showers and stuff like that. Just because of your rapport. That's very important, man. Rapport is very important. Your reputation is very important, man. In the world, and more important, and also with your brother.
Yeah, pretty. This is Proverbs 16:7. It says, "When a man's ways please the Lord, he maketh even his enemies to be at peace with him." So just basically carrying yourself with a certain rapport, having a level of respect, you know, having a good reputation among people, man. Even your enemies will come to your rescue in certain situations, you know. You're not a loud mouth telling everybody business, you know. You always gotta be in the mix, you know.
You at work telling people like it TIE is like my dad used to say. I'm gonna tell you like it is. I'm gonna tell you about this. Nobody want to hear that shit, man. Okay?
Speaking people face that word and running your mouth on it.
Yeah,
Man.
run
Sit
your
down,
mouth.
man. Go sit down.
Talks about having a good name. That's very important, reputation.
Very important. You got something?
Got it. So 1 Peter 2:12 in the NLT, "Be careful to live properly among your unbelieving neighbors. Then, even if they accuse you of doing wrong, they will see your honorable behavior, and they will give honor to the Most High when He judges the world." You know? So we kind of just being a light, you know, in this perversion, you know, dark, crooked generation. I remember Elder Ariella did a lesson a few months ago, and he taught us the lesson. You know, don't be gremlins, be lights in this world. You know, we don't want to be gremlins, man, because the Lord, He ain't dealing with gremlins. He ain't dealing with darkness, man. You know, He's giving us His wisdom to level up, and His wisdom is more than just, you know, to be used in the highways and byways, pulling precepts and, you know, breaking the scriptures down. It's ultimately, you know, a lifestyle, the way you live, the way you conduct yourself, man. You know, being the world's, you know, next, you know, judges and kings and priests. You know, but it all starts right now on this side. You know, the Lord is seeing how we apply, you know, what He's given us.
Right, this is Sirach 41:11 in the GNT. All right, talking about reputation. It says a person's body amounts for nothing, but a good reputation will last forever. Protect your reputation; it will outlive you and last longer than 1,000 treasures of gold. these brothers, you know, are going to keeping your reputation intact. They've been given the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. It allows you to understand when and when not to. There's a time and place for everything. You engage with people, to mind your own business. All right? There's a lot of people that they know a bunch of precepts, but they can't read or write.
Right. That's exactly right.
It's like, bro, you
It's a lot of Jake in the church that's like that, man. That's why this is a powerful lesson, brother. Jake know all these precepts can just quote this and that, but you can't read a room, man. You can't discern time and judgment.
You gotta know when to speak and when not to. It's an art. It's an art, man. Right? And a lot of times, when you just don't speak, that's the best way to do it. The best thing to do is just not speak it out. Go ahead.
Proverbs 21:23. Watch your tongue and keep your mouth shut, and you can stay out of trouble.
Man, when you watch what you say and watch what you do, but really watch you say. That fucking tongue, man. As it says in James the 3rd chapter, you know, it's set on fire by hell. You watch what you say, right? And stay out the way. Man, you keep yourself out of a lot of unneeded trouble. Unneeded, you know, saying eyes, unneeded opinions. If you just keep things simple. About your house shot and stay out the way. This applies to your everyday life.
Jake went a lot of like the small, like we're talking about at work, you deal with people. You got anybody at work, they're being smart and sarcastic. You deal with people, various people in the world. You feel like you want to say something back, get one up on. What's the little victories? You're a part of something where we're going to have dominion over the earth. Why you want a little victory? You ain't going to get a trophy, nigga. You don't get a cookie. Let these people have it. You about something way bigger. Don't cause unnecessary strife if you want to get your lick back. That's childish. Especially for somebody who knows the pathway to immortality.
Yeah. You know? Go ahead,
This is the book of Proverbs chapter 18, verse 6. A fool's lips enter into contention, and his mouth calleth for strokes.
Right. Mouth calling for strokes. Right? You getting written up at work because you contentious. You get into it with everybody at work. Now you get pulled into the office. You get talked to. Like you being sent to the principal office. Go ahead.
Verse 7. A fool's mouth is destruction, and his lips are the snare of his soul.
Right, a fool's mouth is his destruction. What you say can destroy you, man. Can bring, you know, swift justice on you, right? Especially when you're amongst these people, these Christians. Okay? All right? Anybody else have something that's pretty much good on? I'm pretty much. That's it on me. Hey, so that being said, I want to give all praises to
Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem HaKadosh.
give honors to the apostles, the elders as well. Salutations out there, told you, Shalom.
Shalom.
Good to see you, Apostle.